Hi, welcome back to my eBay workbench. Usually, I would just be packing up some orders and getting everything ready to ship out in the morning, but I have a little new strategy for how I'm going to try to end the month and try to meet my goal of earning at least the same amount of money as I earned last May on eBay. So, first thing I'm going to do right now is add two items to this tally board here. We had two sales on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, May 28th. So we're almost at the end of the month, and I need to earn at least $200 to match last year's profits. So right now I'm going to... Oh, what's going on? This has never happened before. Right now I'm going to go into the photo studio in the other room and shoot some pictures, try to get 4 or 5 items listed quickly as I can, and then I'll talk to you about my new end of the month strategy, and we'll see how it goes. So hold on for 1 minute and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we're ready to take some pictures. So I have 4 items here. I got a lot of things from a estate sale Saturday morning. It was a really strong sale. It was a family run sale, so their pricing was pretty low compared to what an estate sale company would charge. And I ended up spending only $30 at the sale. But there was a lot more that I was interested in shopping for, but we were getting ready to head out of town for a little short vacation, so I didn't have a lot of time to go through this house. And I had already taken out, I had a little bit of a pile going already, but I did see more stuff that I was interested in, but I just couldn't get it all. So what's in here? I put a CD in here earlier to test this Discman out, and it does not work. Unfortunately, it would probably be $60 to $70 if it worked, but it doesn't. You can see in the battery compartment that there was a battery leak. And I tried to clean it and get it running, but no luck. It's not working. So if this was in working condition, it's probably $60, maybe $70, if you get the right buyer on the right day. But shoot, as it is, it doesn't work. I probably could take it all apart and clean it, but I think even as it is in this condition, because it has the box, because it has these accessories, it has this AC adapter. It's going right back in the box. And it has this RCA to 3.5 millimeter jack plug. This has never even been opened. It's still brand new. And it has some of the original paperwork, the manual and the warranty and all that stuff. I think it's probably still worth about $30. So I'm listing it for $29.99, and I hope it will sell quickly. So that's the whole point of what I'm doing right now. So today's the 28th. I have just a couple of more days until the end of the month. And right now I'm about, I don't know, $250 below what I made last May in 2024. And I've been working with the goal all this year of just earning more than I earned last year at the same time each month. So last year total, I got I ended the year last year basically with $30,000 in net profits. And this year I'm trying to get to 50, which may or may not be doable. I'm not sure right now, because this month really took a dump. So right now I need to earn that extra $225 or $250 or whatever it is to try to at least match what I made last year. Like if I can't make the same amount as I made last year, then I'll never be able to grow. So I'm trying to, okay, so typically what I do when I'm listing is I write up a bunch of drafts on my laptop, and then I come down here and I use my phone to put those items, to take pictures of those items and finalize the listing on eBay. And I usually schedule things out. So I would schedule 5 items a day, 5 new listings every day. And I've been on that schedule for probably a year and a half. I haven't missed a day yet. Excuse me. But right now I just have a few more days left, and I think I have stuff scheduled. I have 5 items scheduled at least through the end of the month. And I was going to start scheduling things into June. And then I decided I'm just going to get these things listed right now. Like they can't sell if they're not listed. So I'm going to list them. I have like, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 listings today already. And I'm trying to get a few more done, including this Discman. So that hopefully if eBay sees I'm putting a lot of stuff into my account, a lot of new listings, they might increase my visibility. I don't know anything about how the algorithm works, but a lot of people do say the more you list, the more you sell. So that's what I'm hoping for. If I list a lot right now in the next few days, then some of this stuff will sell and it will get me over my goal for the month. Like that's my hope anyway. Okay, I've got more than 24 pictures here, but I'll just stop it where I am. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm going to put all these things. I just have these 4 things. About to sneeze. There it goes. Okay, that's fine. So like I said, I've got this stuff. I think all 4 of these things came from this estate sale, and I think I got like 60 items from that sale for $30. I paid 58 cents a piece for everything that I bought by the time I was done. So 30 is probably like 50 some items, 54 items, something. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. B, C, 2, C. The point is I need to get this stuff listed, but that sale had these are the first 4 things I took off the top of my pile. That CD player ended up not being a real winner, but it was close. You know, if I had been able to sell that for 70, that would have been great. This right here is a Callaway golf scorecard holder. It's like a little leather wallet, essentially. You can keep track of your swings or whatever they do in golf. I've had a lot of luck with Callaway stuff, so when I saw this there at the sale and it was brand new, still in the package, I was pretty excited to grab it. It's not incredibly valuable. I think it also has a little bit of a slow sell-through rate. Like right now, I think there are 14 listed and only 2 that have sold. And several of those are from other countries. They're in England or Australia or something like that. So I think I probably will sell this. I think I could put 30 on it, but I just put 20 to try to get it to move quickly. Okay, this is CL mid 4A. I forgot to put the rest of my information in here, so I'll put that in later because I don't want to spend the time on it right now. Okay, so then this was the very first thing that I pulled out of my pile, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like some kind of vintage equipment. I googled it based on the name that's written on here, and it's something like a way to test the hardness of metal or some flat surface. I don't know what kind of year it's from, but in any event, there's been one exactly like this just sold about a month ago for $125, which I would be very, very happy to get $125. Like I just said, I only spent 85 cents a piece on everything that I got from this. No, 58 cents a piece from everything I got from this sale. So if I could turn 58 cents into $150 or $125, I'd be happy. It's called a new age. It looks like new age, but it's one word. New Age Rockwell C-scale tester. I have no way of guessing how this thing works. But I picked it up. It was in the garage of the house. It looked cool. And the box looks cool. I'm a sucker for a closed box. I want to open up every box that I see. And in most cases, you open it up and there's a sewing machine or a typewriter in there, which is not bad. Sometimes those things can be good. In this case, it's obviously too small to fit a sewing machine or a typewriter, but it's still something valuable. So this is called a Clark Instruments test block. So I think this, like, you would know exactly what the hardness of this is, and you can test this machine with that block. Anyway, I was at that sale, and there was a guy talking to the woman who was running it. It was her, her father's home. They were trying to clear out. He had passed away, which is sad, of course. And this guy was talking to her, saying, basically, it seemed like he was trying to tell her he would come and run the sale for her and get her as much money as possible by doing fill your bag for $5, and he would get the house cleaned out quickly and get the maximum amount of money she could get. And she said, at this point, I would sell everything in here for $500. And if it had been another day and I was in a different mindset, I might have said, hey, I've got $500 right now, because this house was full of nice stuff. Okay, I have 2 Callaway things here, so I might have put those photos on the wrong listing. I started 2 listings for some reason. So I got what I could get out of there. I felt like I did pretty well, but there were things there that I saw that I knew were valuable. I just didn't have the time or the wherewithal to get stuff and move it out of there. So I don't know. Maybe she'll have another sale in the next coming weeks, and I'll be able to stop in there and see. But I do have a lot of inventory that I need to take care of, and I probably shouldn't be buying more stuff right now. But the stuff that I saw, I was pretty happy. I was pretty excited about, so I should go back there. So that thing is probably going to get me $125. Maybe I'll take an offer for $100 or something and try to move it. But the point is, I need to get this stuff listed today. Okay, now what do you have here? Can you see this? This is a 1966 edition of The Hobbit, and it's not in perfect condition. So this would be considered the 3rd edition, I guess. I'm assuming the original edition would be, the 1st edition is English, British, and then we got the 3rd edition here in the US. It's 36th printing based on the number line. It has a $6.95 price tag, which matches up with the 36th printing from the research that I was able to do on this. So one of these, very similar to this, but in better condition, just sold for $220. This one's a little bit rougher than that one was. Once I take the dust jacket off, you'll be able to see it has some damage to the actual book. So another 1966 edition sold for over $400. There's quite a few of these that have sold, so they're not they're not incredibly rare, I guess, but rare enough. So yeah, this one I want to get some close-ups of this dust jacket. It has a tear in it, and it has some discoloration. I think there was another book sitting here, and this is just dust from sitting forever. I mean, the interior of this book is perfect condition. I'm 100% sure no one ever read this. This says illustrated by the author. So I'm trying to take as many pictures as I can, but there are a lot of details to get, and I only have those 24 pictures, so I might not be able to get as much as I would like. I'm going to have to take some pictures of this front cover, see how it's like. I mean, I don't know if this is mildew exactly, but it's definitely discolored. And it probably is from being stored in a basement. So I'm going to try to get some close-ups of that part of it. And then we'll go here. And then at the back. So I don't know if this will sell in the next couple of days, but I hope it will. Today's the 28th, so we got 29th, 30th. We got 3 days. Let's get this Hobbit listing open. Add the photos. See how many photos I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have room for a few more pictures, so I'm just going to go ahead and do some more. To try to show the condition of this book, which I think is, the book itself is pretty good. The cover, maybe not so great, but I'd like to get some pictures of these maps. This is what they say by illustrations by the author. Tolkien drew all these maps himself, but I thought there were illustrations in here that were by a different artist, but maybe not. I just went past one. Does this look like Tolkien's drawing? I'm not sure. All right, that's enough. We have these 2 photos, these 4 photos, and that should be plenty. Okay, I don't know where to keep this, but I'm going to try to get these 4 things listed tonight so that they have the maximum amount of time to sell before the month is up. And then I'll get, as soon as I put this away, I will start grabbing some of the orders that came in today and get them listed. I'm going to just put this right in the front here, give it a place of honor, I guess. This is called BR4, bedroom shelf 4. Okay, that's it. I got those 4 items ready to list. I have them right now saved as drafts still. I'm going to go upstairs and make sure there's no errors in there because I already saw some problems. And then, so right now I'm going to just pull the orders that came in today and get them packed and ready to ship. So hold on for 1 second and we'll be right back and get ready to pack. Okay, right now it's 8:30. I'm going to see if we can get these. It's either 5 or 6 orders. If we can't get them done in 30 minutes. Maybe less if possible. Okay, W5A. Here's the first item. W5A. It feels like so much stuff comes out of this box. And I'm never putting more stuff in here, so what's going on? This is just a tiny little drum head for some kind of a tenor drum. What's next? This is Voyager. This is book in the Outlander series. I think it's down here. Sorry for the crotch shot. Voyager. Okay, I've got a baseball glove W4A. It's a big chunky one. BR3 is some Philip K. Dick books. BR3. This is right here. Oh, they're right here. Okay, finally, LR5A. So it's 5 orders. I thought it might be 6. LR5A. This is right here. Some DVD set. Okay, let's get this stuff packed quickly. All of this looks easy to pack. So it shouldn't take too long. All right. Do I want... How much did they pay for this? I want to see how much they paid for this ball glove before I decide how I'm going to pack it. Well, let's not even do it in that order. Let's start with this one. We'll just do them in order so I don't get confused. Okay, I have somewhere pizza boxes. These small individual size, like personal pizzas. I got some pizza boxes for those. And these are perfect for these small drum heads I have. Except this one has a little bit. It's giving me a little trouble. There it goes. This probably doesn't really need any packing paper, but it's going to get some. I have a ton of drum heads, and the sales on them have really slowed down. I can't remember the last time I sold one. I have a bunch yet to list that I have to get going on. But let's see, how long have I had these? Where's my... Okay, yeah, I've had these since October last year. So not that long, really. I probably got, I don't know if I got 300 drum heads. But I got a lot of drum heads anyway. And they were just flying off the shelves. I think I made a mistake. I didn't see a way that I could list them all individually, like, and ship them all, you know, one single drum head. But they weren't all going to be valuable enough to waste the time on that. So I started doing them in lots. I would do like 2 or 3, or maybe even 5 in some cases. And probably a mistake. I just don't think that there's probably a lot of people who are like, well, I need my drum set. A drum set is not made up of 5 drums that are all the same size. So do you really need 3 16-inch drum heads all at one time? Most people aren't going to say no. So I probably made a mistake by lotting them, but I just didn't want to have to ship them all individually when some of them, you know, they're maybe only worth $15 or whatever, and they're big and it's a hassle. Do I want to ship them single drum heads like that? Probably not. So in any event, my sales have slowed down on those. There is in the living room in there, just in the other room. Sorry. There is a big stack of probably 40 that are all basically the same. Like, I haven't gone through the stack. A lot of them, they're all the same size. They might be different models. And those all need to be listed. So I don't know when I'll get to them, but I need to stop bringing stuff home and start listing the stuff that I have. Okay, 6 ounces. This should be 8 by 8 by 8. No, 8 by 8 by 2. And it's going to HC, Arizona. Okay, next. Gabaldon, Diana Gabaldon, this hardcover. Well, let me tell you, I paid $0 for that drum head and I sold it for $9. This was somebody who sent an offer. I had it listed for $10.99. He sent a $9 offer. At this point, it's towards the end of the month. I need to bring in as much money as I can, and so I am I'm taking all offers, basically, as long as they're generally reasonable. Okay, Diana Gabaldon. Don't waste any time. Just keep moving. This book, I had 2 of these first editions of, they're from the Outlander series. I think this is the 3rd book in the series, maybe. So I had a different one, I think was the 2nd one in the series, the Dragonfly in Amber. I sold that one pretty quickly for around $50 or something, $45, $50. This one sold today for $35.99. I think I might have had this listed at $50 originally, and I lowered the price a little bit when it didn't sell. I can't be for sure if I did that, but I think I probably did. I got both of these books at the same shopping trip at Unique. I like to buy books there because they do. Some of their pricing is too much on those books. They'll put a paperback with like $4.99 on it. So I usually, if I go there on a Monday, that's the 50% off day, and then I usually look for books because they do buy 4 get the 5th one free. So you're getting half off, and then you're getting one out of 5 free, 20% off. 50% off and then 20% off that. That's not too bad of a deal. So $35, probably not going to help it to be wrapped in bubble, but hopefully the buyer will appreciate the little extra effort. Okay. Okay, one more piece of paper here. And this one is going to be done. I'm surprised this one took as long to sell as it did. I've had this since January. The first one, like I said, sold pretty quickly. The second book in the series, and then this third one just kind of sat here for a while. It feels longer than that. January is not really that long, but it feels longer. Called Voyager. And how much does it weigh? It's going to be over 3 pounds. 3.6, 4, 13 by 11 by 3. And it's going to a buyer named TG in Texas. Get that out of the way. All right, next is this baseball glove. So they pay $22.47 for this glove. This was an offer too, and that's a weird amount to offer, 47 cents. So I assume they did like a 15% off thought process and came up with this amount. I'm sure I had it listed for $24.99, but I've had baseball gloves here for a long time, and the ones I've picked up are not big sellers. I'll put it in this box. It'll be fine. When I first started shopping specifically for inventory for my eBay shop, I had an inkling that baseball gloves were worth buying. And I went to a garage sale, and they had a huge box of gloves. And I think they wanted $5 a piece for them. And there were maybe 6 or 8 gloves in there, maybe 10 or 12. And yeah, I think they wanted $5 a piece. And I said, oh, no, I couldn't pay that much. I wouldn't be able to pay more than $10 for the whole box. And they were just like, okay, fine, sold. So I got a bunch of gloves, and then I didn't know what I was doing. So they were mostly kids gloves, and none of them were made out of leather. None of them were real, good gloves. They were just for little kids to play. I did sell quite a few of those gloves. I have some left. I was just selling them for like $11 or $12 a piece. And I have picked up some other gloves along the way that are worth a little bit more. Some gloves, if you can find the right glove, they might be worth $100. But they're relatively easy to research because they usually have numbers on them. Model numbers. But there are a lot of other variables, the condition, size, I think left-handed gloves are more valuable than right-handed gloves. It's not my area of expertise, that's for sure. But just a couple days ago, somebody on Facebook Marketplace was offering a free glove, and it was nearby me, just about a 5 or 10 minute drive. And I looked it up, and it was worth about $60. So I reached out to them, and I never heard back. So that sucked. I was like, I'm gonna go and get this free glove, but no, they didn't. They must have given it to somebody else. DF, Akron, Ohio. Okay, next, these. I don't think this will. This will fit in one of these boxes. I'm just going to use all the same boxes tonight, I guess. These are some Philip K. Dick sci-fi books. I think this one is a book club edition, so it's not super valuable. This is probably a first edition, but it's like a collection of 3 books that were out already, so wouldn't be considered a first edition in any real ways. I bought both of these at the Salvation Army when 7/13/24. So last year in July, I paid. Well, I put on here 0. Oh, you know what? I didn't buy these. I had some other Philip K. Dick books that I sold already. These came from my own home. I had these when I was a teenager. And when I went home recently, I found them in the basement. Well, back then, not that recently, in July of 2024. I was home visiting for some reason. I don't know what happens on July 14th. But in any event, I brought these books from home. They were in the basement there, and they were a little dusty. I cleaned them up, and then they're ready to go. So I think I had them. I'm trying to remember. I think I had them listed for like $70. But I might be confusing them with those other books. I think the other ones I got from Salvation Army maybe were... they weren't Philip K. Dick. They were Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I was confusing these with those. And I think I had those... listed for $70, and they never sold. Right. And then I lowered the price down to whatever these sold for, around $40. These sold for $39.99. So these just came from my life, I guess. I wrote in my notes 0.00 comma life. So that means it's my own property I'm just selling. I guess it's really all my own property. Like I bought it and paid for it. Or came up with this inventory somewhere. Somehow. Anyway, I saw this sale come through, and I was remembering that around $70 price tag. It used to be on them, or maybe that was the other books. I really can't remember now. In any event, I saw that $70 price tag, and I thought, oh, that's going to get us closer to the goal for the end of the month. But then I looked at it, and it's only $40. But 40 ain't nothing. Okay. Good. I was a big reader of science fiction when I was younger. And I really liked Philip K. Dick, PKD. But I don't think I read either one of these in this format. I think I just bought these books to have them, if I can remember, 13 by 11 by 3. And this is going to TT. Okay, next. This should just be one more. Yep, just one more. So this is a set of DVDs. I think it's a documentary about the history of Catholicism from Word on Fire. I don't even remember where I got these. It says here BS, so that would have been a book sale. But it also says $0 paid for them. So this is something else I must have gotten for free. 10 by 8 by 6. I think this box will be just about right for that. Go out getting stuff, and some things make a mark in your memory. You remember exactly every detail of it, and then other things like this comes along. I have no idea. I have no memory of at all of getting this. And then according to this, it was $4.26. So today is less than a month ago I brought these home, and I cannot remember anything about them. Anyway, I got them for free. I got this set for free, and I sold it for $14 plus shipping. So that's something. That's something to think about. I know I'm not a religious person by any means, but I am looking at a lot of religious stuff these days because it seems to sell pretty well. Let's do more paper. So only $14, not the best sale I've ever had, but not the worst either. Okay. I'm just gonna write DVD, get a weight on it. It's gonna be pretty light, under 2 pounds. This box is $11.97. And the buyer's initials are PK. So now that I have all of this measured and weighed and packed, I'm gonna put all this information into the eBay bulk label purchasing page, and I'll be right back to go over the actual profits we made on these items. So hold on for 1 second. Okay, we're back. I got everything all packed up and stacked here and ready to go. So let's just quickly go over the financials and we'll see how we did. So let's start from this end. The little Remo drum head, that was only a tiny drum head. After fees and shipping labels and everything, we earned $9.82 on that. The Diana Gabaldon book, Voyager, the Outlander series, we earned $27.85. For that Louisville Slugger baseball glove, $18.41. The two Philip K. Dick books that I found in the basement and I forgot about, $33.48. And then finally the Catholicism DVD set, another thing I forgot about, $10.47. So total, that's 5 orders. It's 9 p.m. right now. There's a strong possibility we'll get some more sales before the end of the day, which ends, according to eBay, at 2 a.m. here. But right now we're at $100.03 for today, which is, less than I like, but higher than we've been getting on average for this month. So the average daily sale profit is for the month of May is $74.68. So anything above 100 is good right now. I like that average to be 100 or more. Obviously, I like it to be more, but we can't get that when we have days that you only sell 1 or 2 items, and things have been really slow this month. So The average sale price per item, the profit has been $18.67. So right now we're at for the whole month, we're at $2,016. Let's look at this spreadsheet. Last year on this month, we earned $2,240. So we basically need another $224 in the next 3 or 4 days in order to at least match that goal. Most other months so far this year, two of the months this year, we've more than doubled. Well, one month we more than doubled in April what we made last April. In January, we more than tripled what we made in last January, and then not quite doubled in February and March, and then looks like May we're not even going to get to match. But $224, that's not undoable in 3 days. So especially if my new tactic to just load up my shop at the end of the month here is going to pay off. So stay tuned for the next few days. Hopefully we'll find out if we meet that goal or if we don't. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll be back again, and so we'll see you again soon. Bye.